Would you like to find out the easiest way to take out your motor on an E46? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how. Okay, so we're going to start by just tearing off this front end, get it all torn apart so that we can get to the motor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually drop it down and forward. So I'm going to be taking this whole front end off, and it'll make life easier to bring it all the way out. So here we go, let's get to that. So the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to start off by taking the front, God, I always, people call it the inner bumper, the push bar, the whatever, but we're going to take that off and put it off to the side. Then we're going to move on to taking off the lights. Now I started off with the driver's side because it is closer to where my toolbox is. So now moving on to the next light, we make sure to take off the top 2 screws first, and then we're going to move to the underneath screws. But this one gave me a little trouble because the trim panel started to come off, so I had to fight with that for a second, get that out of the way, and then go for the other 2 screws. Pretty nuts, but all going smoothly so far, so really stoked about that. Now it's really important when you take off those lights to make sure you be careful with the wires. Alright, and there it is, just like that. We have the lights, the front cross member off, and now what I'm going for with a pair of body panel pliers is I'm going for the intake. That's gone now. Peace, later. And now I'm going to start working on disconnecting the radiator. I'm disconnecting the all the components so that I can get straight to all of the bolts and everything that I need to get that core support out of the way, because like I said, I want to bring the engine out through the front rather than trying to bring it out up and over the core support. And BMW makes it really simple to just take off this whole front end and not having to worry about it. Now right here, I'm actually taking off that black piece that kind of acts as a tunnel for the transmission cooler and all that other stuff that's there, or oil cooler, whatever. So it's pretty straightforward. What you want to do is just kind of go around, work systematically, a little bit at a time. Here I'm moving back up to taking out the radiator itself and just trying to get to everything as systematically as possible. It's really important that when you're doing this stuff, you do it a little bit at a time, and you do it as a system. You take off, I started off with the front bumper support, then I moved on to the lights, and now I'm moving on to the core support and all that. So yeah, this is pretty much it, guys. It's pretty awesome. It was a good 45 minutes to do. Here it is, the whole core support, radiator, and everything out. I left the AC connected because I didn't want to blow it off into the air. Alright guys, well that's it for me in this episode. Please stay tuned for part 2 of this engine removal. The next episode I'll have my son AJ helping me out. We're going to be taking the exhaust out, and yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to take the exhaust out to have access to the drive shaft, the transmission, and all that good jazz. So if you like what you saw, please hit that subscribe button down low, hit the bell so that you can see part 2 as soon as it comes out. And if you have any questions, please write them down on the comment sections, and I'll try to get to them as fast as I can. Thanks guys, this is Lex The Wrench saying peace.